Nicole, so great to see you. Last time we caught up, it was during the pandemic for Holler. Still one of my favorite films, but this one is coming in a close second. I got to tell you something. This has really moved me. I got to know where this came from within you because it was such a beautiful film. It reminded me a little bit of the film Once. Had that feel too.
I remember you, Bonnie, and I forget if Jessica was on with us.
Yes, she was. I
I think
went back
she
and looked
was.
at it
I
yesterday
think she
because
was because
yes,
she's so fun to do
yeah.
interviews with, and she's so funny. And I remember the three of us having such
Yes.
a good time.
We did. Well, we'll talk again. I'm hoping we want to get you here in person in Toronto, Nicole. But like
I
I said,
know, I know. I want to. Hopefully, Jess and I will do another one
I'd
together.
love to
And
because I want to take you both for coffee. So I'm holding you to that. But let's talk about this movie because it's so
amazing,
good. Where did this
amazing.
come from within you, Nicole? It was beautiful.
Um, it it came from just feeling, you met me after the pandemic and just so many opportunities had been canceled, festivals had been canceled, and I was making a film during one of the hardest times to get a movie out into the world, let alone an independent drama. And I remember at the time Jessica Barden was sending me little like voice memos to just keep my spirits up throughout that whole
Oh,
process. How sweet is that?
yeah.
She loves her directors. And so during the period when you met me, it was a really dark place and I felt invisible and overlooked and like this thing that was going to be my shot just didn't happen. And I mean, it did, like the movie had, it made it all the list, all, the spirits, it did do well, it did. But I just already, as a woman in the directing chair, we
Yeah.
all know what my odds are. And then to have that happen, and I was in this dark place, and I was like, I don't even know if I love filmmaking anymore. I don't know how to fall back in love with movies because I worked so hard to make this one. And then I started writing Dandelion.
Mm,
And like during the time I met you, I was in the writing process on Dandelion when I met you. And then I just kept going with it, and the music and all of it.
mm.
And I sort of wrote my way out of a dark place through
That's so
Dandelion
good.
and thought, wow, I love the process of this. And I was like, wow, okay, that's it. I already have something to celebrate and holler. The making of it was the prize. And I'm only unhappy because I'm relying on these rewards that I can't control. And I just learned such a valuable lesson as an artist in general is love the process of what you do. The
Yeah.
process is your reward.
Right. But in the film, here's what's really interesting to me. Kiki's character finds her quiet place and she flourishes.
Mhm.
Clearly, your quiet place was the pandemic because it really comes through, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm glad you see that. And maybe because we met then, Bonnie, but it really was that. And I spent a lot of time, in the natural world. When you met me, I lived in Los Angeles. I've since
Yeah.
moved to Nashville because I needed to be away from the movie and TV industry. But I needed to be in a creative city. And so I'm a filmmaker living in a musician city now, and I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by struggling musicians and successful musicians. And um, yeah, I had to find my community and my place.
Mm.
But my community is, here hanging out with musicians.
That's so amazing. Oh my God. The music in this film is brilliant. I just earlier spoke to Kiki and Thomas. I told them they have to release an album. That duet that they do, I
Yeah.
was like, it's beautiful, but we
Yes.
only have a couple minutes. So I have to ask you about Kiki because who knew? I interviewed her for Beale Street here in Toronto like 7 years ago when that movie came out. And I was like, she was amazing. Who knew she could sing?
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa. Oh
Yeah.
God. Talk about
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, she's amazing. It was her voice is fantastic. Yeah, I had to get, when I heard her tape of her singing, she auditioned with Paramore's song The Only Exception, and it was so
Yeah.
pretty, and she had such a singer-songwriter voice. What I mean by that is a storytelling voice.
Yes.
And um yeah, and then and also, you know, and she got to contribute to, you know, two of the songs on it and write. I wanted to, you know, make space to bring her voice into them. And yeah, she can sing and Thomas can sing. And a lot of it was just building up their confidence that they could sing. It was like they were secret singers. And then I heard them sing, but I didn't know that either. I don't think either of them thought they were good singers. And I was like, you're not good singers, you're great singers. Like, and a lot of it was just building up their confidence and really pushing them in a music direction.
It was beautiful. Like honestly, they could go on tour together, those two. Okay, so just to wrap it up, dandelion. So of course we all think of dandelions as weeds. You know, how many can I get rid of on my on, you know, so there's such a significance to naming her using the name dandelion. But for you is a very special significance. I understand you've got something there too.
Oh yeah, there's lots of nature on the arms. Yeah, it's you know, it's people mistake it for a weed. It's one of those plants that can grow in every single like condition, climate, harsh climates, and it's just something also my mom and I did when I was a little kid. I grew up in the country and we'd pop the heads off little dandelions, blow dandelions, and it's just like it's just one of those little things that I just remember so vividly from my childhood.
Yeah, it works so well in this and just speaks to the character perfectly. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Nicole. As you know, I love your films. Keep them coming. I think you have another one coming as far as you know, you've got to keep them coming. So thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. It's such a beautiful movie. I really loved it. Thank you.
It was awesome to see you again,
You
Bonnie.
too, Nicole. Take care and best of luck with it. Thank you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.